Good morning, everyone. Welcome to What, where the music is as hyper as my child. Look who I have today, you guys. Look at who's here with me. You enjoying the music?
I love that music. What?
It's so hyper. I
What?
love it.
What?
It's like if you're not awake yet, you're fucking awake now.
What?
What?
You know what's weird? It's like you and I are doing a show and it is still light outside. Are we supposed to be doing news or something? I thought we stopped that. What happened?
No, yeah, we sold our soul to Shane last night, so we have to.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah.
You're right, little does she know that you're Satan.
Yeah, that was we flipped the script. He thought he was buying. We were selling souls, but it was him who was actually selling his soul.
That's right. He's not even watching too, so we can do anything we want. It's like mom's not home, and we can get in as much trouble as we want to.
I'm gonna stop you.
Good morning, everyone. We got Les Bones in the chat. I see Warren's in the chat. What's up, Warren?
Hey, that asshole.
That asshole.
You stupid, mommy. You stupid. You know I'm right here.
Then we also, what's up, Marxist puppy, Marxist Leninist. We got a lot of Marxists in here today. Thank goodness we're going to be talking about capitalism. What's up, Amber? Good morning. Hope you're doing good today. Hope you have a nice day at work. Good morning, Yona. Good morning, Holly, Willie. Who else is here? Anybody else that I missed? Ooh, I love trouble. Amber says, I love trouble.
Uh-oh. Well, you're going to get a double today, lady. It's times 2.
Oh, no. The YouTube app is crashing. Don't say that. Maybe you need to go into your app store and update the YouTube app. I'm thinking that's what you might have to do.
Mine was doing that yesterday because I was watching your show while I was playing Grounded, because you got me hooked on that. And so, but I had it on my tablet, and I would try and play YouTube, and then it would cut out. I had to do it like 2 or 3 times, and then it finally came back on. So,
that's weird.
Tried to deny me my Jimmy.
That's weird.
I said, "Fuck you, science." And science said, "All right." Watch Jimmy if you want.
That's right. Because me and science get along. So, I'm not like religion where me and science hate each other. So science and I are cool. We're like this.
I'm glad you have your giant hair bun today, too. That's nice.
Yes.
That's like a UFO hair bun. I like that. That's like some...
It is.
Like...
It's floating on my head.
Take me to your leader bun. I like me some hair buns.
That's right. Yeah, I'm going for the Anna bun today. I didn't feel like washing my hair last night when I showered. I was like, fuck lifting up my hands above my head.
The Anna hair bun is it's pulled tight, so far tight, and if you let it go, it would just this hair would whip at you and like hurt you.
Well, her face would probably turn into like one of those like Shar-Pei puppies where it's like all wrinkled faced and shit. So
right. Maybe that's why she asked the hair bun, because her shoes was like, where her face looks like a catcher's mitt.
Yeah, so she's got to like stretch it all back so it looks normal when she's on screen.
What do you think, Jank?
Exactly.
I don't know what that was.
We got Les Bones already in the chat talking grounded shit. Raw science.
Raw science.
I think he's just as obsessed with the game as we are.
It really does play to your fears, though, of like, because you don't think of like insects or anything, creepy crawlies being like a threat.
Nope.
Just more of an annoyance. And some of them I'm just like, I mean, I'm not like scared to death of them, but I would just rather them like go away, just go away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hurt you. You really don't want to get hurt. Let's just have a little piece of cord here. But in
Mm-hmm.
that game, it's like, all right, motherfucker,
Yep.
you got to kill him. It's kill
I
or be
can't
killed.
I can't wait for you to play with Shake and Bacon. He's like our fearless leader in there. If he's in the game, we're killing things. It doesn't matter. Like 2 days ago, me and Les Bones killed 2 wolf spiders, and then yesterday or the day before, me, Les Bones, and Shake and Bacon went all down those logs where all those orb weaver spiders, just like one right after the next, and we killed like 5 in a row. Shake and Bacon just doesn't care. He's like, spiders, let's kill them. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's
That was
fun.
Sunday, right? When it was at Sunday.
It was sometime this week. All the days are so mushed together because of that damn game. Time is irrelevant. Like, I'm worried more about the hours in the game. Like, we've got 2 in-game hours until we can do this. And then by the time I look at the real clock, it's like midnight already. I'm like, fuck, where'd the day go?
I deforested half of the solo game I'm playing. I swear I took out like half of it to make this mile-long bridge to nowhere. I mean, it was all day too. It's a total time suck, but it's fun though. I like
That's
the build.
what's so fun about it is like you find one little project to do and it takes 2 to 3 real hours, like real human hours to do it. So it's just like it's really fun because you just find something to do and it takes you a really long time to do it. So you've got a project, you feel like you've completed something, you feel justified in what you've done. It's really neat because it just kind of like bears you down into something to get done. And I really like that.
It's fun. I totally
It
love
is.
it. Thanks for turning me on to that. Thanks, Les Bones too. Les
Yeah.
Bones said, "Here, have this game." I said,
Mhm.
"Okay, I guess I'm playing this now."
Yep.
So,
We
you remember
wanted to
initially
play
when
so
I started playing it, it was like, oh no, I'm scared, and I kept dying. I think that was like 30 seconds in, and the wolf spider was coming after me. So
yes. Yeah, they do that. They like to show you at the beginning of the game about what you're about to deal with.
that was a poop in pants moment right there. So because that thing was huge, it was like, rah! It was like, and I had to hide inside that machine, and that thing was like trying to get at me. I was like, what the fuck kind of game is this? Y'all trying to murder me in real life.
Absolutely. That game is such a fucking blast.
I'm at the garbage dump, by the way. So
That's right. Yes, I love your background today.
Somebody threw me out, and because so I'm hoping somebody will adopt me and take me to their forever home.
Oh, I will adopt you.
Aw, you gotta come pick me up though, because I'm kind of stuck here in
the
too much
dumps.
garbage around me. Yeah, I can't get out. So
You're fucking with the seagulls.
hold your nose and pull me out.
Well, the universe does offer free kittens for people, so I definitely could adopt you.
I'm a cat. See, look, this is how I clean myself. Lick, lick, lick. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Willie Bragg said Anna gets angrier when her hair bun is tighter.
If she was playing Dungeons and Dragons, she would have a +3 hair bun of harming, and it would destroy a necromancer, but it probably wouldn't destroy a half orc. A nerd.
Oh, I love it. Meow One says the spiders were probably poisonous. Absolutely. They're all poisonous.
Yeah, they deserve to die.
Yeah, we're getting to a point now where we're not even scared. It feels like the wolf spiders now are like pretty equal with us. Like we're not afraid of the wolf spiders anymore. We're out there killing fireflies and bees now. I think our next big fear is going to be the praying mantis. I think that's our next big scary one.
I haven't seen it. Yet. Does it just like appear later or something, or
it's in a special area you have to go into to find it. He's a boss.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Because if it's a female, it'll eat it'll eat the dude, right? Because that's
It
what they
wants
do.
to.
The girls eat. So it's got to be a chick, right? It's got to be
Yeah.
a chick praying mantis.
Yeah, because it's big.
Wants
It's a big girl.
Yeah, because in real life they're huge too. And the male praying mantises are like, I would like some sex, please. And she says, all right, that's fine. And they do the deed. She's like, I would like to eat your head, please. And he's like, wait, this wasn't part of the bargain. Ah!
Oh, my dream life.
Tragedy in the animal kingdom.
Oh, that woman is life goals. What are you talking about?
First we go fuck, and then I'm gonna eat your head. I was like, damn, this sounds like Mississippi.
That's right. That's right. Do I need to go to Mississippi?
I do a few crackheads like that. It's like, we're gonna have sex, and then I'm gonna eat you. Like, whoa, okay, all right.
Yes. Oh, Amber says, I love bugs. I couldn't do the game. Yeah, you will. You would end up falling in love with all of them. Like my little fat boys, I hate killing them, but I know I have to eat them. I'm so sad.
Yeah,
they're so cute. They make the most adorable little sounds. They're like,
bugs are cute until they bring the murder.
Yeah,
and then the cuteness kind of wanes.
Yes.
Since you're fighting for your life, more or less.
Yes.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay, Les Bones had to go over to Twitch. Is YouTube really bugging you out today like that? That sucks. Boo.
It seems to be working on the desktop. Okay, so it's probably just the app.
The app itself, yeah. It says YouTube keeps crashing, but it's working for everyone else. I'm telling you, go into your phone app and see if it needs an update. Usually it's an update that it needs. Okay. Are we going to get started? It's only 10:16. We need to talk more. I need like 20 more minutes of talking.
This show is wild.
I know. And this is what helps me not get freaked out and terrified of my own show. I'm just like, we're doing it live, motherfuckers. What do you want? Good morning.
Kitty! Oh, sweet baby. Is that Burton?
No, that's Mama.
They look exactly alike.
I know. The only way I can tell the difference is because she's smaller and his hair is fluffier, like longer. That's the only difference. Is his size now? Is he's bigger than her? Amber.
Leroy Jenkins.
What? Oh yeah, that's right. Brandy was there with us on Saturday. I was like, how does Brandy know about Leroy Jenkins?
Well, she plays World of Warcraft, so she'd probably heard that story a while back.
Oh yeah, that's true. See, it's so new to me. I'm like, everybody knows this except for me. I'm so shocked.
No, it's fine. I mean, that's why we had to introduce it to you. So
I know. Should we play it? It's so fun.
Complete your gamer cred.
Leroy Jenkins. No. Oh, I found it.
I got chicken.
I found it.
I got chicken. Yeah.
I found it. Here we go. You guys want to see what Leroy Jenkins is? It's probably the best gaming video ever that I've ever seen. Brandy says her husband has the t-shirt.
Nice. I didn't know they had t-shirts.
Me neither.
Okay, guys. These eggs have given us a lot of trouble in the past.
That's me right there.
Does anybody need anything off this guy, or can we bypass him?
This is me right here.
I think Leroy needs something from this guy.
That's me.
Oh, he does without shoulders? Isn't he a paladin?
Definitely Leroy.
Yeah, but that'll help him heal better. He'll have more mana.
This is me and Les Bones getting prepared to go into battle.
Well, what we'll do, I'll run in first, gather up all the eggs so we can kind of just, blast them all down with AoE.
No, wait, that's shaking
I will use Intimidating Shout to kind of scatter them so we don't have to fight a whole bunch of them at once. When my shout's done, I'll need Anthony to come in and drop his shout too, so we can keep them scattered, not to fight too many. When his is done, Bass, of course, need to run in and do the same thing. We're going to need Divine Intervention on our mages so they can AE so we can, of course, get them down fast because we're bringing all these guys. I mean, we'll be in trouble if we don't take them down quick. I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32 points.
If you notice really quick, I didn't notice it till right now. Right next to Leroy, it says AFK. Does that mean he stepped away for a minute while they're all preparing?
Yeah, I guess so, right? He's the only one that's AFK.
Yeah, it says AFK right next to his name right there. So he doesn't even know that they're planning. That's why he ran in like
3-3
that.
repeating, of
Totally
course,
makes
percentage of survival.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
The guy that just ran in. Save him!
Oh, geez, stick to the plan.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go. Stick to the
10
plan,
minutes
Jeff.
Stick to the
later.
plan.
Oh, gee. Oh, fuck. Give me divine intervention. Hurry up. Shout.
He's saying I can't cast.
I can't move. Am I lagging, guys? I can't move. What the hell? I can't hear you. Oh, my God. The eggs keep spawning. More respawning. I don't think you can cast with that shit. Oh, my God. Shout.
We got
Get off. I got it. Pick it off.
Come on, down.
These
Oh my
poor
God.
guys. They're getting their asses
God
handed
damn it,
to them.
Leroy.
God damn it.
Leroy, you moron.
Leroy.
Leroy. This is ridiculous.
Don't mess. I'm down. Forking down. God damn it. This is I do it before I do we died on this. God. Oh, Spiffy, res us.
Why do you do this shit, Leroy?
I'm trying.
It's not my fault.
Who's Soul Stone?
We do have a soul stone up, don't we?
Did you get Soul Stone? Warlock. Oh, God.
Oh, for...
Great job. For Christ's sake.
They're all
Leroy,
dead.
you were just stupid as hell.
Oh, man. At least I have chicken.
At least
There
I
it
have
is.
chicken.
We can have chicken.
That makes it even better, the fact that he was AFK during the whole strategy talk.
He had no idea that they were planning this shit. He was probably taking a dump or something. And then he's like, he comes back and he thinks they're waiting on him. So he's like, all right, let's go. And then he's like, Leroy Jenkins.
Yes. That is totally me and Les Bones preparing for a fight, trying to figure out what we need to be able to battle these guys out. And then you just come in, let's fucking go.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
And we're all at the top of the tree like, no, wait, don't go. And then you die and we're like, see, I told you.
That's how you learn, though. That's how you learn. But I bet you they're really, they got to be really good friends with him, because I mean, if they didn't like him, if they knew he was gonna do shit like this all the time, they should have just let him in there, just let him go in by himself, and then he could die, and then they all settle down, and then they could go in with their plan. They said, no, we got to go in. One goes in, we all go in.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
legend.
Absolutely.
He was a legend.
That's what we got to do, though. That's what you have to do with your teammate. My cat is trying to eat my cord.
Yeah, kitty.
She keeps attacking my headphones. Brat. Okay. Brandy says we have to play WoW with her. I've never played WoW. I've known a lot of people who have, though.
I think it's I don't know. You haven't played any of those games. You never played Diablo or StarCraft or anything like that, right? I think WoW is kind of like Diablo 2, maybe Diablo 3.
I played Diablo 2 a little bit. Like the beginning, a little bit, a lot of it. There's just, I think that what I did is because it's so open world and it doesn't tell you where to go. I got myself into an area that was way higher level than I was. And I was like, how the fuck do you even beat this game? I don't know where to go. I got lost and I was in just dying everywhere. I was like, all right, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's I used to play for hours on that, and that was back in the 90s too. So that game is old, but I played Diablo 3. It's just like a much more, better graphics, more polished version of Diablo 2. And there's like, and they were I have it on Xbox, and I think they were constantly updating it too, like putting in like free areas and stuff, because there's like people you beat it. It take you a little bit, but you beat it, and then you start over again with the same maps. It's just harder to do the next time. So you do that like 2 or 3 times till you get to the nightmare, the nightmare realm, where it's just like almost impossible to beat. And then after that, you're basically done with the game. So with Diablo 3, they started adding in more content, so you wouldn't get bored with the game easily. But you know, Diablo 2, it was the 90s, they couldn't do that shit. So unless you got it on disc or something, but they weren't gonna do that shit. So.
Yeah. I love those games. I could never, they're always too big to scare me. So I love the MMO type games, the multiplayer RPGs, kind of like WoW. It's just, I've, for one, always been terrified of playing with other people, because I've always heard people are really mean online. So I'd never played with people. And it's just so big that it was intimidating. So I always went for like the smaller versions of those type of games, like the Fables I got into. Recently, the Assassin's Creeds I really like, or the Horizon games. It's kind of the same, where it's open world, but it's not as huge, it's as big. I mean, I played the space one that we play, No Man's Sky. That one's humongous. Like, you just never stop.
Yeah. And it's not really scary, although there are scary aspects to it. Like if you're on a planet or something, there's some animals that will actually attack you. They're carnivores that will and you don't. It depends. Like if you're playing third person, I guess you can kind of see around you. But if you're playing first person, you can only see like wherever you're looking, and then all of a sudden you feel this thing, and you look around, it's this ugly giant thing trying to eat you. So it kind of, especially if it's dark too, it's just like, it's a little creepy, but it's fun.
My fear of that game is, because as a human, we don't go into outer space. It's the space part that scares me, like going into a new galaxy, and then there's just these huge planets that are far off in the distance. That scares me. Just that huge open space, not knowing what's around you, and these gigantic planets that are bigger than you could even imagine. Like, you think they're big, but once you get up closer, they're fucking bigger than you think. That scares me in that game. But that's my favorite part too, is just hopping galaxies everywhere. So
yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah. And Hello Games really did a good job with No Man's Sky. It is one of the best turnarounds in gaming history, I think. So, because when it came out, it was just garbage. It looked nothing like they had promised. It was buggy as hell, and people just started shitting on it from day one. So instead of them trying to make excuses and whatnot, they didn't do any press or anything after that. They went radio silent for like months. They went in and they fixed the game, and then once they fixed it, they started adding all these DLCs to it for free. And to this day, I don't know. I haven't played it in a minute, but I don't think they charge for DLCs. So if you get a new DLC for it, it's usually just an update, and they've added so much to the game too. There's so much you can do in it now.
Yep.
It's really incredible.
Les Bones, I don't think that the game is going to ever go on sale. I waited a while and it never did. So I just ended up buying it. I think you just have to, if you want to get it, you're just going to have to get it as is.
Yeah, I think, you just have to look out for sales, because sometimes, they'll have like some sort of, I think, I'm not quite sure when I bought it, it was on sale, but that was a few years ago. It was just starting to get better at the time, because I'd seen like the videos, like the trailers for the game before they released it, and it looked amazing, and I love like space sims like that, so I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting this. But then I had to wait. I didn't have the cash to get it right away when it got it, and I don't usually buy games super brand new anyway, because they're always going to have like a day one patch for it. So you know, I usually just wait till they work the bugs out, and then I heard how bad it was, and I was just like, so about a year later though, I bought it. I think it was on sale. It was like $39.99 or something. That's okay. I'd heard better things about it.
Yep. My favorite thing to do is to go into the main space station where actual real people go in, and I'll just sit up by the front and just sit there and hoe myself for about 2 hours and get free things from people.
She does. You a straight up hoe up in there. You just sitting there and people just giving you shit.
I got us some really cool alien ships because of that. Okay.
Thank God for incels that play video games, right?
That's fucking right.
They're good. They're good at the video games, and they always have extra shit that they want to give away to the ladies. Because I remember trying that stuff too as a dude, and now it's like, no dice, man. You're getting nothing. I think I got like a feather or something, some bullshit like that. I was like,
you got to think girly when you go in there. Make sure that your outfits colors are girly colors. That's why I wear pink and white, so people know I'm a girl. And then I bring out the cutest animal that I have and just let my cute little animal run around. Super girly. People know I'm a girl and they're wanting to give it to me, whatever it is.
Yeah, but you're an actual girl though, because like, you know, I feel like I'd be catfishing somebody. You know, I'd be going there, you know, look, it's like Bugs Bunny in a dress, you know, everybody, you know, these people in the cartoons are just like, man, they're stupid. It's a rabbit. This is a dude rabbit in a dress. How do you not see that? And he'd be like, hey, boys. And they're, ooga, ooga.
Have you seen the VR world where people are actually in VR and stuff? Like their characters in there, they'll make them look super sexy, like cute little anime girls. And then you'll see a real picture of them and they're, you know, some big old dude in his grandma's basement type thing. They do it.
Right.
They do that shit all the time.
Looks like the comic book dude from The Simpsons, you know, it's got like the 3 hairs across the top of the head, you know, it's large, always has a big gulp in his hand.
But in VR, he's a cute little, you know, anime girl with bunny ears and bondage clothes on, doing pole dances for dudes in the VR world. I heard the girls and dudes are actually doing that in the VR world and are making a buttload of money. Like it's actually a job in there.
Yeah. That's crazy how that works.
I know. I'm like, I want to do it. That would be so fun. But I would do like a sexy girl Donald Duck or something, like where it's really sexy, but then like the face is just ridiculous, like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or some kind of weird shit that doesn't go with the body. That would be me.
But you know that catfishing has been going on for as long as the internet's been around. You know, they were doing that stuff back in the bulletin board days, you know, when you didn't have any, it was just all text, you know, and someone would say they were a hot, you know, Asian chick or something, and it was just like some dude in Cleveland in his basement, you know. It was like, you know, they've been fooling people for years like that. You know, so. Yeah, but see, you're an actual attractive lady though, so it's not catfishing. You're just making game money, you know.
But in my head, it's a type of catfishing to me because they don't know that I'm a pretty face. So I don't even like let them, like I wouldn't even let them know how I look. Yeah, it'd be like catfishing the catfisher, and then catfishing that one. It's like a catfish, right?
Yeah, a reverse. No, it wouldn't be a reverse catfish. That means they'd be catfishing you.
Right. So I'm catfishing who thinks that I'm catfishing that I'm not catfishing.
People will probably think you were catfishing until they actually saw you in real life.
Exactly. That would be my point. Yeah. I would never let them see my face. I would send them pictures of like dudes that I'd find on the internet. Be like, this is
because that's what everybody does. They'll see like like some little anime, you know, hottie thing in a video game that somebody's playing. And nowadays people would say, oh yeah, that's probably a dude. That's probably a dude, you know. So
and my name is Jimmy like, too, nope. So I can get away with it too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That'll be fun.
Or deception knows no bounds.
That's right. Cape Socialist. Oh, you like GTA? GTA is all right. I've never played it online. Have you played GTA online? You play it online on your gaming thing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it at first online because it was like, you know, I didn't know what I was doing, and of course, it's like this chaotic hell on Earth. There's like all these mods and stuff that You know, you'll be driving along and all of a sudden this windmill comes out of nowhere and knocks you off the road. Like, that's not in the fucking game. Like, you know. So if you like played like the regular game, like not online, you know, it's fun. You know, you do like missions and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. But then you get online, it's just anything goes. You have missions online, but you know, it's not integral to playing. You could just drive around all day if you want.
Yeah, it's mostly like
whatever
stealing and bank robbing and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like a sandbox. Is that what it's called? Where you could just do basically wherever you want. You don't have to adhere to any like storylines or anything like that. So yeah, and then just people just get on there and just kill each other. That's all they do.
Yeah. The one time, because my kids play the GTA online and they let me play it really quick because I wanted to see what it was like. And I was trying to get a car on the freeway from just, you know, an NPC just trying to steal a car. And an actual person came up to me in a DeLorean and just opened the door, didn't say anything, no words, no nothing. So I get in there and I was like, all right, I guess we're going for a ride with this person. I don't know who it is. And his car started flying in the air like a real DeLorean, you know, like in the Back to the Future movie would. And so we're flying through the city area, going like in between the city skyline buildings and stuff. And then he opens the door and he kicks me out and I fall to my death. And I was like, I don't want to play this game anymore. This is not nice. He like took me up into the air just to kill me.
There are griefers on that game too that are just out to ruin anybody's good time. But I tell you, I don't think of the last GTA stream I did. I think Yona was on there too. He wasn't playing, but he was in Discord while we were playing. And there was a kid on there. You know, he said he was 18 years old. And that real nice kid. And we ended up like me and I think it was Propaganda was playing in there too. And so we ended up all just like going around and doing missions and stuff. So there's nice people in there. There's cool ones, you know, but there are dicks in there for sure. It's just like real life. There's nice people and then there are assholes.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. Those assholes. Just have to watch out.
Lesbone says, remember Pointy? What is that?
That was the guy. That was the kid. That was the kid we met. Yeah. Oh yeah, because Lesbones was in there too, and it was this guy. It's like it's out somewhere out in the desert. There, we were at the airstrip in the desert, and we got out of the planes and we were walking around and he's just pointing at us. He just kept emoting with the point, you know, he just kept pointing at us. He started pointing back. And then I can't even remember the kid's name, but we just called him Pointy the whole time.
I think I was watching that stream because he didn't say anything. He just kept pointing at things.
I think you were in Discord too.
I was hanging out with you guys and I was playing another game while you guys were playing with them. I remember that.
Pointy.
You guys remembered his name and everything.
I gotta admit, I totally forgot. It took when Lesbone said Pointy, I was like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, the guy who points. I guess that's how he says hello. He just, you know, hello. You know, he's just Pointy.
Oh, that's so cool.
He's great with directions because he knows where to go. You go that way.
That's right. That way. Oh, Brandy says she's been on VR chat with her hubby. Okay, I was playing Assassin's Creed. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was there, but I was playing another game. That's right. Was that the first time you talked to me, Les Bones? Jesus Christ, you got a good. Swear to God, Les Bones has such a good memory. I don't remember shit.
Well, he's not a stoner.
That's true. That's very
true. He'll have his brain cells for the rest of his life. He's going to be like, he's probably going to be the last. Once the apocalypse hits, he's going to be the last one standing. He's going to be the historian who remembers the old days, and tells the new generation of three-eyed children, you know, how people only had two eyes back in those times.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. So I've never done the VR thing. I've done. I've seen it. Like I did the cheapy one where you put the phone in the cardboard thing and put it on there. I did one of those. It was okay. That was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
do an actual like VR, one of those headset things, I'd be kind of scared. I'd probably get motion sickness and throw up.
For sure would. Yeah, definitely. I couldn't do it. I've seen people falling over and like busting shit with it while having them on. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Well, I definitely wouldn't stand up with it. I'd have to play driving games and just sit on the couch and just do this with my hands to make it look like I'm a driver.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Can you play GTA 5 in VR? Do they have that hookup? I don't know if they've got that or not. So.
I have no idea.
They may in the GTA 6. I'm pretty sure they'll probably have that in GTA 6. I would definitely do that. What's up, Shake and Bacon? I see you in the chats.
What's up? You get dizzy in VR, right?
The bacon has come home to roost. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know.
I do the same. Like I don't get like the motion sickness like Brandy or like the dizziness, but I definitely get like the vertigo feelings. Like if you were really there, the stomach feelings that come with it, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm like. I like kind of realistic looking games. I like really good looking graphics and stuff like that to be actually up in it. I don't know. That might be a bridge too far for me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Can you for Grounded? You can be a first person in that. I wonder if you can put VR goggles with that. Ugh. Could you imagine? You're in VR goggles. Ugh.
I don't know. It's scary enough, especially it was at night and there was like critters, like stink bugs and spiders in the mix. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Shake and Bacon, Les Bones is over on Twitch if you want to go and hang out with him. He's by himself over there.
Yeah, go say hi. He's lonely.
Ooh, making homemade wine. Grapes. Are you fermenting grapes? That's interesting. Have you ever tried like the homemade alcohol?
My dad made some one time. We had a black cherry tree out back, and he would gather up the black cherries, and he made it. It was I was a kid, so needless to say, as a kid, the alcohol didn't really taste that good, and I don't think it didn't. I don't know. It was just he would make like his own hot sauce, and he would like take peppers and stuff like that and make his own hot sauce and stuff like that. So he was always just like experimenting with shit like that. He saw those black cherries back there. He said, "I'm gonna make some wine," and we were like, "All right, Dave's gonna be a moonshiner."
That's right.
Then he made it. We were like, "What do you think?" Yeah, you know,
it's gotta be sour as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yes, black cherries aren't exactly they're not sweet. They're not sweet at all. They're very tart. They're like little bitty peas like this. And anyway, you don't try, you don't learn anything. So he learned that black cherry wine sucks ass. Or at least
I had a friend that made hooch in my kitchen sink for like a week, and it was wild to watch like the fermenting, like burping the bag every day and all the process of it. But we had the regular stuff, like just, regular fruits in the fridge and just let them go bad in there and stuff. It was pretty good. Get you fucked up pretty bad.
The process is pretty cool looking, like you said, with the he had like this jar, I don't know, it was like a pretty big jug, and it had like a rubber stopper in it with and like tubes coming out of it so it could so it could breathe, I guess. And it looked like a mini still to me, but
Oh, so yeah, you got it all fancy. We just had giant trash bag in my kitchen sink with fruit in it. And we just open the bag every day and burp it.
And it was probably a hell of a lot better than black cherry wine. I'm gonna say that right now. That stuff was just awful. But I wasn't a drinker then. I was like 10 or 12. So I had a little taste of it, and it was just like, The first time I ever drank alcohol, I think. Well, technically, I had whiskey when I was an infant, and it was basically Dad would take whiskey, and if we were teething, and he would rub the gums with whiskey, and it would stop the teething pain. So that's technically my first taste. But the first time I actually drank it, I was at a family reunion at my aunt and uncle's house, and everybody was outside doing their thing, and I went inside to go to the bathroom, and I got nosy.
My cat.
That cat said, "I want to hear your damn drinking story."
For real.
So I go in there, and I go in the kitchen. I wonder what's in the fridge, and I open it up, and I see this can there, and I thought, it looked like a can of soda pop, right? So, oh man, and it was open. I said, "Oh, soda pop," and I took it because we hardly ever got soda when I was a kid, and so I took a drink. I was like, "Oh!" It looked at it, said Schlitz on the side of it. I was like, "Oh, I've never heard of this soda. This is awful."
Jeez.
So I think it was like maybe 6 or something like that. So,
God.
He liked shitty beer. He liked that. We call it shits because if you drink it, it gave you the shits.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't do it. My first drink I ever did was, what is it? Like the 99 bananas or something like that. The 99 something. It was horrible.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. It's like they have 99 bananas. I think there's 99 apples. There's 99 different other fruits, and it's just 99 proof. That's why they do it like that.
Oh, 99 proof. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's pretty potent. What is that, like almost 50% alcohol?
Almost, yeah. My aunt gave it to me during my grandma's funeral, hiding it behind my mom's back. I was like 17 at the time. She's like, "You could do this."
She had a little flask, she's just like.
No, she took me in the kitchen. It was a bottle under the kitchen sink that she hid and brought it out for us to try it. Yeah.
That's like, wait a minute, what was it? Was it liquor or what was it?
Yeah, it's liquor.
Like it's a fruit liquor?
I don't know. It's got to be vodka. It has to be vodka, I believe.
A flavored vodka, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This was like back in the early 2000s, so.
Yeah, they were making all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Like it was like on the heels of like Mad Dog, and that was the thing. You'd say we lived out on the highway, and you'd look in the ditch, and inevitably every so often you'd find an empty bottle of Mad Dog. So somebody was just drinking on the road and just said zoop, just threw the bottle out.
Yep.
It's like, okay.
First time you ever got drunk was Fireball. I'll drink Fireball like it's fucking juice. I love Fireball. That shit's way too good. It tastes like those Red Hot candies.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Like the atomic fireballs that you can get, the little candies, the red ones. It literally tastes just like that. There's no fucking difference. There's no harshness of alcohol because the cinnamon in there kind of like takes away a lot of the harshness of it. Man, that shit is amazing.
Right. Yeah, cinnamon overpowers a lot of flavors like that. So
yeah.
What was that I had? It was we were talking about this the other day when we were playing coquito, right?
Yeah.
The coquito, the Puerto Rican eggnog, which really isn't eggnog.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one that see, I like the coquitos, and I like the White Russians too, because I'm a little bit racist.
I love White Russians.
But I've never had a Black Russian, only because my dad would kill me. No, I'm kidding. So, but I don't even know what a Black Russian is. What's in a Black Russian?
I've never even heard of a Black Russian.
There are Black Russians.
Well, I know there are people that are Black Russians. I was talking about the drink.
I'm talking about the drink too, silly kid.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. Is there a drink called Black Russian?
Yeah, it's a Black Russian. Let me see if I can.
Way.
Yeah, look it up.
Black Russian. You're fucking right. There is a Black Russian. No fucking way. Hold on, I'm sharing it. Look at that.
Let's see. Oh, it's Black Russian is a cocktail of vodka and coffee liqueur. It contains 50 milliliters of vodka and 20 milliliters of coffee liqueur. Yeah, so that's a Black Russian.
Wow. Well, I would end up turning it into a White Russian anyway because I cannot have straight up black coffee. I would end up putting like 30 milliliters of creamer in there with some sugar.
Well, it's not coffee; it's a coffee liqueur. So you'd have to. It'd be something like oh shit, what is that? Kahlua or something like that. So it'd be like Kahlua and vodka. So, and pro tip, Kahlua and French vanilla ice cream. If you make it into a shake, delicious.
Ooh, a shake.
A good holiday drink too. It's like the poor man's coquito. So
that sounds delicious.
But don't skimp on the ice cream. Don't get the shit. Go get some Bluebell if you got it, because Bluebell.
Oh, you have to get a specific kind of ice cream?
Well, you can't get the Food Club or the Vaughn store brand of ice cream. You find the best, like French vanilla is even better, and homemade vanilla ice cream is even better, but that's work. So
yeah,
you get the Bluebell ice cream, and then put some Kahlua in there, and then mix it up. And you got your nice little shake, and it's like you taste the ice cream, and it's a good blend with the Kahlua in there, and you kind of get the nose opens up a little bit from the alcohol, so it's just like, oh, it's really good. But coquito, oh my god, put some rum in there. Was it rum and coconut milk? I think. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it's really good. So
okay.
I want to drink now. It's daytime. Let's drink.
I know. I'm like dying for a White Russian now. That sounds bomb as shit.
Go be this day drinking. Woo!
I don't like vanilla ice cream though, so I don't know. I'd have to find a replacement for that.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate. I don't like vanilla because I heard that the vanilla bean or something like that, the vanilla flavoring is linked to beaver balls, and it's gross.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Beaver balls?
Hold on. Vanilla flavor beaver.
Does it give you beaver balls?
Yeah, beavers' butts emit goo used for vanilla flavoring. That's why I don't eat vanilla.
That's got to be an urban myth. Come on.
That's on National Geographic right here. Look, nationalgeographic.com, Fox News, Huffington Post, Vice, A History of Flavoring Food with Beaver Butt Juice. Yeah, it's real.
Well, we'll get the ice cream that's made out of the bean and not the butt.
That's why I don't like there's a certain kind of oil as well. I think it's like coconut oil or some kind of oil. I don't touch that as well because there's like a specific tree that goats go to and eat the stuff off this tree. And so when they're on the tree branches, they poop. And whatever is like dropped down as poop, the people gather it up and then they use it for something else too. And I can't remember what it is. I think it's some kind of oil.
Now I've heard of this specific coffee that they'll let cats eat the coffee beans, right? And then they poop out the beans, and then they take the beans out of the poop, and then they make coffee out of that.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's the same with the oil thing as well too. The specific oil. It's been. I mean, you got to think. There's been tons of like foods that have been used for animals. I mean, I even remember like the movie Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, when he wanted to try guano and he ate it and they're like, oh, it's bat shit. So it's been around.
I don't know why anybody would eat guano. Is that you'd have to be bat shit to eat bat shit?
Yeah. But it is kind of curious to try, though, because if you think about it, bats, like if it's a fruit bat, they never eat anything but fruit. So wonder what it would taste like if it wouldn't be that bad, because their digestion is different than ours. Like, is it all just, did they take all the nutrients out and they're just shitting out the gross stuff and we're just eating it because it tastes good and there's no nutrients? Is it nutritious?
It's still shit.
I'd be down to try it. I don't know. If Ace Ventura can do it, I can do it. That guy talks out of his bumhole.
He ain't even a real character. Don't be doing shit on the movies, little shit eater.
If it's good and I'm in like Africa or something and they're eating it, I'm gonna try it. So
listen, you need to loosen that hair bun because that tight shit is making you want to eat shit. The fuck, man.
You could have waited until I swallowed my coffee. I almost spit it out.
Oh, that's what you get. That's how lessons are learned, lady. Little shit eater.
The chicken bacon says I'd rather just eat the fruit.
Right? Yeah, cut out the middle person. Cut out the bat and eat the fruit and not
Can
the
I have
fruit.
the bat though? I want the bat. But I want the bat.
That's what Batman eats when he's on the run. He eats bat shit.
Well, his cave is full of it, so
He pulls it out of his utility belt. Surprisingly delicious. Tastes like fruit and broken dreams.
That's right. Okay. All right, we've talked for an hour. I think we've talked long enough. Which one do you want to go which one do you want to talk about first? Because it's all sad.
I don't know. My senses are dulled here in the garbage dump. So, you're the host.
Fuck you, Les Bones. Fuck you, Les Bones.
You ain't doing nothing on this show. This is me the whole time. Delightful. Oh, yeah. That's the spot. What happened? Wait a minute, what?
Okay, let's see if we can find something that's funner.
Damn, I just had lunch. I could go for some bat shit right now. Thanks, Jimmy.
So gross. You're the one that said you could go for some bat shit right now.
I wasn't thinking that like an hour ago.
Oh, okay. Are we ready? Because I'm not ready. I'm ready. I'm not ready.
Nobody's ready.
Nobody's ready.
This is a pointless venture. What were we even thinking about getting up this morning? That was stupid.
No, yeah. And I'm not even going to try to clip this shit out today. It's just going out as a full 3-hour video and that's it. It's staying this way.
Give yourself a break today. Enjoy yourself.
That's
You're
right.
gonna be playing games anyway. You're not gonna have time to clip, so
exactly. All right, so this week, I guess yesterday, the Respect for Marriage Act has passed, and this lady is going to talk about what's in the Marriage Act, and then we'll talk about something funny right afterwards.
I'm Mary Claire Jelanic, and I'm a congressional reporter for the Associated Press. This legislation is dubbed the Respect for Marriage Act, and it would basically put into law that same-sex marriages and interracial marriages are legally recognized nationwide. It's really a protective measure in case the 2015 Supreme Court decision, Obergefell versus Hodges, were to be overturned by the Supreme Court. It is a measure of protection because the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade last summer, and Democrats have been concerned that there might be efforts to overturn other protections that the court has decided on in recent years. The bill is on a glide path to passage. There was a procedural vote last week where people sort of made their intentions known, and 12 Republican senators did vote for it. And supporters expect that there might be even more when the bill does come up on the Senate floor. This is really almost a kind of stunning development if you consider where the politics on this issue were even 10 years ago. But if you look at public attitudes since the Obergefell decision in 2015, they've really skyrocketed. I mean, it's now around 70% of people approve of same-sex marriage, which is much higher than it used to be, including a majority of Republicans. There are certainly still Republicans who oppose it. They say it's either unnecessary, or they say that they're concerned about the religious liberty concerns, but you don't see the arguments that you did see 10, 15 years ago. And one of the ways that they got Republicans on board is they are amending the legislation that came over from the House, and that will be done when the Senate takes it up. And the amendment would do two things. It would basically say that, yes, religious liberty is protected, meaning a church isn't forced to perform a same-sex marriage. No one has to do this, but just that those couples will receive those legal rights. It also clarifies that this bill cannot apply to polygamy, because there were some far-right concerns that the bill could, no states now have legal polygamy, but if a state did decide to pass a polygamy law and allow it, that this legislation would not allow a polygamous marriage.
Ooh, they wouldn't allow a polygamous marriage, though. That's interesting. I did not know that.
Would you want to marry more than one person?
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, would you? Because I can barely even handle the one that I have.
I don't know if I want to marry one person. I like to test. I like to test drive, but I'm not buying that car. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be driving it around.
That's right.
I don't know what that means.
I couldn't imagine, like, who enjoys sex that much to want to have that many people? Because you have to imagine, like, you got 3 girls. That's like at least 3 days a week that you would. I guess.
I got shit to do too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I'd have to have a job, and But I mean, and then what do you go put that on iCalendar? I mean, it was a Google Calendar. Well, it's Monday night. Patricia is gonna get some Willy tonight, and it's Wednesday. It must be Sandra's turn. That kind of.
Yep. Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. There's no way. But that's really cool that it passed, though. At least they're trying to do something after the whole Roe v. Wade. I could see how people are getting scared that their rights are going to be taken over, because we definitely are heading towards the right direction in politics. Not like
actually,
but right.
Well, I was going to say, have they actually passed it, though? Did it pass the House and Senate?
I think so, yeah.
Signed it?
I believe so.
Yeah, because they really shit the bed with the whole Roe v. Wade. You had 50 years, dude, and it wasn't Republican controlled the whole time in 50 years. So, and that was the thing. It was all a scam on the Democrats' side. They say, "Oh yeah, Roe v. Wade, woohoo! We're not going to codify it, but we're damn sure going to fundraise off of it."
Right.
That was the cash cow. And if you pass it, you actually codify it. You can't fundraise off of it anymore, and that's like their bread and butter. So now they're fucked. They already lost the House, and pretty sure they're going to lose the presidency in 2024. Maybe even the Senate too. I think there's some Senate seats up for grabs in 2024 too. So that's what happens when you don't do shit. You don't do shit. Got to go.
Yep. And the funny thing about this whole thing too was this part right here. So it passed. I believe it was the Senate. Yeah, the Senate passed it. But what's really funny is this it's just showing all the people right here that voted against it, all the nays. But I thought it was really funny I was telling you earlier, is Mitch McConnell right here actually voted against it. And he's in an interracial marriage. So this is also about hey, you two, stop fighting. This is also about interracial marriages that passed as well, which I can't believe in 2022 we're still trying to pass this stuff. But I thought it was really funny that the fact that Mitch McConnell literally voted no against this bill, but he has a wife who is a person of color. I thought that shit was hilarious.
Well, it's like the same people who vote against abortion. Republicans are getting abortions too. I mean,
Yeah, but
that's
you don't have that baby to tell you when it's grown up, like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, how is this guy gonna vote against this and then go home to his wife that night? Like, if I was his wife and I heard that, I'd be like, nah, bro, we're done.
Well, she probably knows that it's just a virtue signaling thing. That's all it is. You know, yeah, I mean, she's just as corrupt as he is. I mean, if you're going to stay with a turtle like that, you ain't staying for his looks. All right. He is not a looker. I'm sorry. I'm not handsome, but I know he is not. He's definitely not. And it's all political. So they knew they were going to lose this. And so, you know, it was all for the voters. He probably told his wife, now, you know, baby, I do love you. And yeah, I knew this was going to pass. But, you know, in order for me to get reelected, I had to do it. Yuck. You know, because he's from Kentucky. Yeah. So, yeah, that yuck.
I kind of want to see what does his wife look like? Have you ever seen his wife?
No, I think I've seen. Oh, that's her. Yeah.
Is that her right here?
Wasn't she in Trump's cabinet? I think she was in.
She's a member of the Republican Party. She is served in the 18th State Secretary of Transportation in the Trump administration.
Yeah, she was the Trump version of Pete Buttigieg. That's her.
Interesting. Where is she? Is she okay? So she wasn't born in America. She was born in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, she's definitely with him for money for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she ended up being Trump's, you know, Secretary of Transportation. She's about as corrupt as McConnell is, you know. That's two peas in a pod right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then it also makes sense as to why she's with him too, because the Taiwan women love American white dudes. I think it was probably from like World War II, that whole thing. But they love the what is it, like the controllingness of white men. They like to be controlled and told what to do and that kind of stuff. So that totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, those old school Taiwanese folks. Yeah, they're definitely like that.
The conservative.
I mean,
yeah.
So you know, I mean, so she probably just played along, and even if it failed, they knew their marriage was safe. You know, people on high office like that, they're untouchable. They're not going to do anything to them. I mean, you have to do something really, really, really heinous, like you get on your cell phone and like, hey, look, pow pow, I'm shooting somebody, pow pow, look what I'm doing. And even then, you're like, well, that's not real proof. That could have been doctored. That could have been a face app or or a face swap or something like that. You know,
I don't know how she could bang him. Ugh. Just his face alone is scary as shit. Like just seeing him without clothes, I'm just like, how do you do that, bitch? How?
Well, the reason they call him the turtle, it isn't because his face looks like a turtle. Oh, piggy time! Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, so gross. But his face does look like a turtle.
Yeah, he looked like he always looks like he's smelling shit all the time. Like, oh my,
he looks like the turtle guy. Him.
Turtle.
That guy. That's who Mitch McConnell reminds me of. Whenever I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this guy. He's the turtle. Right there. Tell me that doesn't look like Mitch McConnell.
I wish Mitch McConnell would wear that suit though, that oversized suit like that.
That would be the best.
Just shave his head. He's like, y'all keep calling me the turtle. I'm gonna be acting like a turtle.
Les Bones, I think she fucking showers with bleach. I would. I'm pretty sure I would. Just bleach my skin every night after touching that fool.
Or holy water. So,
Yeah, yeah. If bleach doesn't work, you definitely need some holy water. Just get religious and see if God will help you.
well, do they have any children together? Because if not, I mean, it may be just like a marriage of convenience. You may have been like, I don't know how long they've been married.
It looks like he's just standing around with a bunch of other kids.
If he has children.
Eli McConnell and Porter McConnell and Claire McConnell.
Ellie.
$3.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, maybe they do have kids together. So she could have done artificial insemination too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, this is a grown-up. I wonder what does Mitch McConnell look like back in the day? Mitch McConnell, 1980s. Oh, he still looks the fucking same. Jesus.
Yeah, he's just a gray-haired turtle now. Back then, he was a brown-haired turtle.
Oh my God. So she fucked him even when he was ugly like that too. Fuck my life. I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and at least make him at least think that he was semi-decent looking back in the day, but nah.
Yeah, he looks like a circumcised penis.
For real.
He really does. Yeah.
He's got so much money he could do something with that neck of his little gobble neck, but he doesn't.
That's his trademark.
But why? Why have that be your trademark? How is that cool? It literally looks like almost a vagina is in the middle of your neck.
There's nothing. That's the thing. He's the antithesis of cool. Nothing about him is cool. So that's his trademark. He is the uncoolest guy out there.
Yeah, but how did he get a wife? That's what I want to know. Look at him.
Just saying, there are a lot of Taiwanese women who are into interracial marriage. And she's probably probably when they got married, he was he was in office back then too. So how long have they been married?
Let's see. Mitch McConnell, marriage date. 1993.
Oh, 93. So it hadn't been that long. It's like 30 years.
That's enough for that daughter that we saw, the Eli person, to be a grown-up. So he probably did have a kid with her when they first were together.
Yeah.
Shaking bacon. How did he get a wife? Answer: money.
Yeah. Yeah, money and power. I mean, there are women who are addicted to those things. They're like,
I know.
Don't care if you look like a turtle or not. You wield that power.
I know. It's so hard for me because I just can't. I'm just like, I look at people and I'm like, I don't care how ugly you or how rich you are. If I can't look at you naked, it ain't happening, bro. Not gonna happen. If I can't even look at your face without wanting to throw up, it's not happening.
I don't know. Power and prestige like that are powerful aphrodisiacs to some.
Yeah, she's definitely, you could tell she's most likely a sugar baby for sure. But she's making her own money too, so.
Well, yeah. She's not totally. It's probably more of a marriage of convenience, if anything. Power and wealth in that respect. See, that's the thing. You have
from Taiwan, so. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say you have ethics and scruples, so you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't marry somebody just because they were powerful.
Right. It's just like it seems to me like she probably was a sugar baby at the beginning, because if she was from Taiwan and she moved over here to America, I don't know her story. She could have came here with her family or something, but she's obviously an immigrant. So, which means that she can't run for president at all, but she can go into Senate or some kind of lower office. So I'm thinking maybe she met him in Taiwan, they fell in love or got married, and then he brought her over. She lived off of him for a while until she got into the politics, and now she's in it with him.
Could be.
That's my guess. I don't know. That's wild to me. But anyway, he fucking still, no matter what, even they've been together since 1993, he still voted against the Respect for Marriage Act when he is the one that's going to be benefiting from it.
Yeah, that was all for his base. That's why he keeps getting reelected, because he does stuff for the base there. Charles Booker tried to take him out, at least twice. He went after Mitch McConnell. He ran against him and lost, and he just recently ran against Rand Paul in Kentucky and lost. So, it's that the people are thick down there. They are thick in the head when it comes to Republican politics, and if he keeps delivering this red meat like that, voting against stuff like this that he knows is just symbolic votes, more or less, then he's fine. Now, if they had the numbers, what would have been interesting is if they would have had the numbers to defeat it, would he have voted for it? That's the thing. Because all these cats, they know the numbers up front. They know who's going to be voting, who's not. And so it's safe to vote against it so that you can tell your base, look, I did this. I voted against this for you. Now reelect me. But had they had the numbers, I don't know if he would. That would have been an interesting thing to pin on him.
That's true. That's very true. Shake and Bake, you make a good point too. They may be married, but most of the politicians' partners are cheating on them. Yeah, most of them have open relationships. So open marriages.
Yeah, I mean, although Asian women tend to be very loyal people in marriages. I mean, there are some that are going to probably have some side pieces. If I was married to Mitch McConnell, I'd definitely have a side piece. I wouldn't want that catcher's mitt of a person.
Hell yeah.
Actually,
well, I know Melania and Trump cheat on each other because they have an open relationship. So yeah. I mean, if she can do that with Trump, then yeah, I'm pretty sure that all the rest of them, Mitch McConnell's wife definitely has got some side pieces for sure.
Yeah. I would imagine a lot of them are that, especially you're in Washington, D.C. and, you may have a home there or something, but probably, a lot of times maybe the spouse lives back in the hometown or something like that. I don't know. That's why I never ran for office or anything not that I thought I could win, but even if I did win, I'd be I'd have to hang out with these creeps. So no, thank you.
I know. That was my biggest fear too. One of my biggest fears was when I was running for office, I was like, I'm going to have to go to all these conventions with politicians and I'm going to have to drink because they're all drunk alcoholics and I don't drink. I'm going to be like the lonely person in the side of the fucking convention center smoking a joint or something by myself. It's going to suck. Going out to have a cigarette because nobody else smoked. So I'll be like, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm the loser. I know it.
Well, you would have been in the limelight too. The spotlight, so you'd have to watch your P's and Q's. You couldn't do you couldn't do crazy shit. Otherwise they'd be like, look what she did. Look, vote her out. Yep. Impeach.
Yeah. Just my mouth alone would get me impeached.
Right.
Oh,
say the wrong thing.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Oops! I didn't mean to say that out loud to people.
Right. AOC got Elon Musk a side piece as a side piece. Oh no, should we show it?
Have you not shown that yet?
On this show? No, I have not.
Why not?
I don't know. I haven't shown it yet. Do we have it? Where would it be?
Hang on a second. Let me.
Lesbos.
I think I still have it.
You sent it?
I think I may still have it bookmarked because I used it. We used it the other night. Remember? A second.
That's what I'm looking for.
Is
it grounded chat?
Got it. I got it. Hang on. I'm gonna put it in your Twitter DM.
Oh, there it is. Oh no, wait, those are the ones that I made.
Yeah, we need to see those two. Here, I just put it in there for you.
Okay. There it is. All right, you guys. You have to see this. This is the best thing ever. All right, here we go. So
I
hot.
apologize.
That was perfect.
Oh,
I'm breaking all the rules. I'm breaking all the rules.
So I guess we might make some mistakes. Who knows?
I'm here for it. I'm fucking here
I
for
think
it.
one of the biggest problems we have in DC is that everyone's egos are too big.
I actually just prefer to have no titles at all.
It gives me the
You're
chills.
opening yourself up.
I'm just being me. Go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Probably the best sexual tension I have ever seen in a video in my entire life. I'm telling you, that shit gets me going. I love it.
There's the you could see like with her with the slow batting of the eye, and then you could, if you notice, like Elon, he kind of like, you know, kind of pursed his lips a little bit, like, ooh, you know, kind of very subtly. It's very subtle.
Very.
Yeah, love there.
Yes.
There's love there.
Then here we go. I made a couple more. I actually did my own ones because I'm like, I'm obsessed with it. I think that they should start dating. So I ended up making my own Reface app one. So here you guys go. Enjoy. You're welcome. You guys are the first ones to see this. Wait, and then there's this one. Come on. Oh, it doesn't have sound. Tell me that shit's not hot.
Look at that hair.
I know it. I know. It looks like his actual hair plugs that he really has.
Yeah.
I had to make those because I'm seriously obsessed with that video of him and her. I literally, like, I want there to be more. So I had to go and make, like, you know, them actually touching and then them actually being in bed afterwards. I was like, yeah, this is the porn that I need in life right now.
It's like real life porn, like two people that aren't porn actors, and they meet and then they make porn together, like homemade porn. It's like homemade porn.
Yep.
Really
I've been
nice.
trying, man. I've been trying to get my husband and like their people. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, like, the way to make money right now is get these actors, these porn actors, to dress up like politicians that fucking hate each other and get them to bang it out. You have to just do it. It's going to make so much money. It's so controversial. And it's going to make so much money. But then they're like, I guess in the porn industry right now, with the whole 2016 and, you know, everybody dividing between the left and the right, like, if you do one thing that like bags on Republicans or Democrats in the porn industry, like those whole entire, like all the companies that are Democratic will like no longer work with you. So it's like, you have to do it like on this, like as a side gig with like some porn actors that are just cool and down to do it. Because if you do it through a company, they're like, no, we won't work with you anymore because you're anti this politician or something. There's super bad cancel culture in the porn world right now.
That's like indie porn. You need indie porn to take up the mantle.
Right. Like Brazzers, get Brazzers to do it. Those guys that like do the porn videos where they find a girl on the street and they bang her in the car and then they kick her back out. Those kind of ones, like the Gonzo ones.
Are those real? Those real? Are those like real? Like,
no, they're not real situations.
Setup, though.
They're not real situations. They're played out.
Yeah, I was about to say, but they're not porn actresses, right? The ones that you found on the street.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it is a made up.
It's all set up, yeah. Because they even had one where these two guys were fishing out in the ocean, and a girl came swimming up to him like an illegal immigrant, and they brought her on the boat and they banged her, and then they kicked her off the boat.
Oh God.
Yeah. Brazzers is brutal.
That's terrible.
I know. Brazzers is horrible.
Back to Cuba you go. Hope you're a strong swimmer. But
right.
There's what's her name? Who was the chick that ran with she was the VP candidate with John McCain. She was the governor of Alaska.
Oh yeah, the one with the glasses, the don't you know girl. What the fuck is her name?
So was it Sarah something?
Sarah Palin. Yes.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
I remember when she got on the scene, or so I'm told on the porn sites. Wink, wink. That there were a lot of copycat Sarah Palins doing porn on there too. I think they actually did that. It wasn't Democrat and Republican. It was her with another politician. I want to say maybe somebody was playing Trump or something like that. I don't know, but
okay.
Anyway,
yeah, they love Sarah Palin is so easy to look like because all you have to do is your hair like this and then the glasses, and like almost any female could practically look like Sarah Palin. Because I was dancing during that time, and people, I would put my hair in a bun and I would wear fake glasses just because I liked the look, and people started calling me Sarah Palin. So I started dressing up in a suit, go on stage and dance on a pole and take off the suit and pretend to be Sarah Palin for my set. It was men in 2008 fucking loved that bitch.
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, yeah, there was like a whole, like, I don't know, cottage industry around her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but especially Pornhub. Pornhub was just showing, it's like half the videos on there. So I'm told, wink, were Sarah Palin lookalikes. So
damn. That's awesome. See, they need to do it now. It's just everything is so divided and everybody's so sensitive about who not to talk about in politics and porn industry. It sucks now. It's no fun.
I guarantee you, if AOC was a Republican, somebody would be portraying her in the pornos. But it's like you said, there's politics in the big companies like that, in the big porn companies.
Yeah, it sucks so bad because, yeah, they're just really, like, some of them are really into, there's certain ones. Because there was, what was it, back in 2017, 2018, they had the AVN Awards, the porn awards, and there was a woman that came in with a Trump American flag dress on for the AVN. So they're hardcore. Some of them are hardcore into the politics in there, and they won't work with you anymore if you even say one negative thing about their politician. It's crazy.
That's terrible.
I know.
Politics and porn should be separate. You know what I mean? Like, as far as from the business standpoint, it shouldn't like influence your what you decided. I mean, because it's parody anyway. I mean, you're just, if you're gonna do that, it's just parody. It's not like you're actually attacking the politician.
Exactly.
And if you can make money off of it too, you'd be stupid not to do it.
Exactly. Especially right now, there's so much money in it, in the controversy of seeing something like that. I just did a news article like a month ago about a politician running out there in New York that made his own porn video as his campaign ad and got so much money because of it. And got on the news.
I remember that.
Yeah, he got recognized.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that for yourself, imagine what other politicians, people dressing like them, is going to make. Like that. That's going to stir the pot and is going to make some money. Somebody out there is going to do it. We're just ahead of the time and nobody's got the guts enough to do it yet. So
Les Bone's calling out names. He said Brandy Love is one of them. I know who Brandy Love is.
Brandy.
She's a MILF.
Wait, let me look her up. I'm not good with faces or good with names. I'm good with faces. Brandy Love. Did she wear the dress?
I don't know. Maybe. But she's like, she's very attractive. She's very like, I don't know. She's probably in her 40s, I guess.
Yeah, you could tell. She, some about Ron DeSantis. She wants him to run for president. Yeah, she's in a magazine called 40 Plus Busty Erotica magazine.
That sounds about right.
So it's just, she literally looks like a copy and paste of, Stormy.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
that's a lot of the 90s porn girls are just blonde with big boobs.
Lesbo says she's a huge Trumper.
Is
So
she?
I guess so. I mean, but Trump and DeSantis are kind of on the outs, I guess, because they're going to be competitors for 2024. So she's going to have to choose between them.
Yeah.
They're not on the same side anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who was the one that wore like that Trump dress. Was it a Trump dress or was it a American flag dress? Like a burnt up. No, it was a Trump 2020 dress, wasn't it?
Was that a porn star wore that?
I thought so. Was it just a regular celebrity? Oh, it was a regular celebrity, Joy Villa. Who was the porn star that wore one as well? There was like a porn star that wore one. God, she even has like, the Make America Great Again dress. And then she even has like a wall, like a brick wall dress. Oh my God, this lady. Interesting.
Built the wall.
Interesting. Yeah, the pieces of it. Wow. I think that would be great though to see a porn of AOC and Elon Musk. I think that would be perfecto. So perfect.
Elon Lust. And
God damn it.
AOC my vagina.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Speaking of big vaginas, so a man named Stuart Rhodes, I guess he's the founder of Oath Keepers.
You stupid.
I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Speaking of large vaginas.
You can't tell me that this guy doesn't look like he doesn't have a thong on his face. Hold on. Go. Look at that. He looks like a giant vagina.
Oh, is he wearing a thong? Oh.
Get it? It's a thong.
He said he's going to keep an eye out for you. What?
Just one.
Just one. That guy was probably a Fed too. All those guys. Look at that.
I want to know why he has an eye patch. I was watching videos of him last night, and he did have an eye patch on like 10 years ago. Like, what the fuck happened to him? Does anyone in the comments know?
Maybe he was doing porn and someone shot semen in his eye, and then that was it. You know?
Yeah,
it happens. I've heard. Right?
It happens definitely.
You know, it's just like, it hurts, it burns. I gotta get my eye up.
Yeah, the only thing I got was it's from an old gun accident. That's all I heard. So maybe he just doesn't.
Old gun.
Yeah, he wasn't holding the gun properly because he doesn't know how to hold a gun, and it just like bah, shoots right into his face and it hits him in the eye.
Old gun accident is slang for geriatric sex in a airport bathroom. That's what an old gun accident is.
Okay, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Shooting your old gun, but you can't. You're Republican. You can't do it at home, so you have to go to the airport.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I guess he is guilty. Everybody that was doing or that was getting or in court for this were all found guilty. I guess they were part of the January 6th thing. That's pretty much the gist of that. I kind of wanted to watch the videos of him, like to see who he is, because this shit's wild. Like his wife and like his own son actually talk about the life that they lived with him, the whole like, you know, prepper life and growing up in the prepper life. So let's watch.
January 6th, we watched that. I knew he'd be there. Wasn't sure how much of a role he would play in it. And I saw some footage of what's now known as the stack. I knew immediately before I zoomed in that was Stewart and that was Oath Keepers.
Oath Keepers founder Stewart Rhodes will stand trial alongside 4 other members of his militia group. They're the first January 6th rioters to face rare seditious conspiracy charges.
My name is Tasha Adams, formerly Tasha Rhodes. I am the estranged wife of Elmer Stewart Rhodes, the leader of Oath Keepers.
I'm Dakota Vaughn Adams, born Dakota Stewart Rhodes. I lived absolutely under the thumb of an emotional terrorist.
And it was just so intolerable. It was just a dark and depressing existence.
I feel every bit as completely ridiculous wearing this right now as I ever did.
Getting out was one of the hardest things. And really up until we got out, we did not know if we were all going to get out alive.
I was the last of all the children to see Stewart for what he was. I was the last child to maintain any kind of loyalty. Among my earliest memories was I startled Stewart while I was waking him up, and he snapped upright and drew a folding knife on me when I was, I think, around 4 years old. I grew up absolutely believing in Stewart's vision of the shadowy, malicious, communist conspiracy seeking to institute a new world order. And Stewart's actions to selflessly save the country and stand up for America and the Constitution made him a direct target of these people. Stewart's obsession with preparing for the apocalypse was his only hobby, his main purpose in life, and consumed our lives entirely. We ended up living off of these survival storage items. The family lived off of exclusively oatmeal and apple chips for months at a time because that was the largest amount of bulk stuff that we had.
It's really hard to articulate the despair, what it feels like to feel helpless.
I am coming to terms with the full reality that I did not have a father growing up. In practice, I had one parent and a dangerous obstacle.
It's so sad to watch when I was watching this last night, just to sit there and watch him personally, the kid, because you can tell he's very reserved, very quiet. You can tell like throughout his whole childhood, he was dominated by another male in the house, seeing him as a male as a threat, and him having to kind of docile himself. Like if you think of it like in the animal kingdom, you know, his dad would have ended up probably, you know, if they were lions, his dad would murder him because he's another male in the area, even though he would not be old enough to be able to leave the pack, you know. You just tell it's like my own psychology thought stuff comes into my head, and I just look at the way he talks and the things he says, and I'm like, man, you've been put down by a thumb your whole life, just the way that you're portraying yourself. It's really sad to see that.
Yeah, I knew kids like that growing up whose fathers were like that, you know, very domineering and nice as kids too, you know. But a lot of times when kids get in that situation like that, with a parent like that, you know, they end up like turning into trouble later in life. I mean, this kid seems like he's okay. I mean, yeah. But that's probably because thanks to his mom, you know.
Yeah, his mom helped him get out of it. It's going to come up in a little bit.
Stewart was a disabled veteran. He had broken his back in the military. He was talking about starting an organization for military veterans, police, people who had sworn the oath. He was in a manic mode, and he would do that sometimes. He would sleep for days, and then he would just get crazy about something and type for days. A reasonable person would probably say, well, I'm going to take my baby and go sit in the living room somewhere. But he would get upset if I tried to do that. I would have to stay in the room with him. So I'm trying to get this poor baby to sleep with this blasting music. And he kept saying, wait till you see what I wrote. That was the night he typed up the 10 orders we will not obey. So he posted it. And it had gone viral by morning.
Stuart Rhodes is the founder of the Oath Keepers. Do you guys have the current firepower to stand up against the federal government if you people are ordered to do those things?
It's the obligation all of us have who have sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution. And so what we're calling on active duty military and police to do is to simply stand down and to refuse to comply with unlawful orders.
Oath Keepers catapulted from a draft blog post from a guy who's on the verge of being evicted for non-payment of rent, whose children don't have any food, to being a national news figure.
There's no expiration date on that oath.
It's Stuart Rhodes, the founder. Rhodes, the founder of Oath Keepers.
Oh, he got on Alex Jones.
As time went on and Stuart's apocalypse fantasy became more and more prominent, he would begin to turn Oath Keepers into a roving anti-government private army.
Which there's tons of those. You know how many people have those kind of groups? Like lots of your Republican, conservative, old white dudes like spend the weekends out in the middle of the forest with their friends pretending like the apocalypse has actually happened. Like these preppers are everywhere. There's so many of them.
Yeah, there was like those guys in Montana back in the 90s. That was the
Waco. Or Waco, Texas.
Well, there was Waco, Texas, but there was also I can't remember the name, but they were in Montana, and the government went after them too, and they had like a big shootout and everything. Yep. The 90s were like very prevalent with those kinds of either religious nuts or people who were prepping for the end of the world. And they knew the government was coming to get them any time.
Yeah. Cults, pretty much. They're all cults in a way.
Ruby Ridge, that's what I was thinking of. It's Ruby Ridge in Montana that they went there after.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty much all just cults.
Yeah.
Good morning, really John. Nice. Good to see you.
Hey, John.
Stress in Oath Keepers, military, current serving, and law enforcement for a reason. Because we know that if the day should come in this country when a full-blown dictatorship would come or tyranny, we know that it can only happen if those men, our brothers in arms, go along and comply with unconstitutional, unlawful orders.
Part of me was like, maybe this is a thing that will fix him, because he kept saying the reason why he loses his temper, the reason why he's violent, the reason why he acts like this is because he hadn't found his path in life. And I needed to help him find his path and heal him, and then he will stop acting like this.
That's such an abusive relationship right there. The only way that he's going to be happy is if he finds his path in life. She has to help him and heal him so that she could be happy. It's such an abusive relationship. It's horrible.
Part of me thought, well, maybe this will help fix whatever it is that's wrong with him.
Horrified as I was by the coming apocalypse, the potential of Oath Keepers to mitigate or prevent this was a spot of hope for me. I had a childhood set of body armor. We sporadically attended tactical training while Stuart mocked me from the sidelines with his copy for not being a well-drilled Minuteman.
I feel every bit as completely ridiculous wearing this right now as I ever did. I feel a lot of conflict over these guns. I have absolutely no idea whether I like shooting or like being a gun nerd, because every experience that I've had with shooting or firearms related activity has been some kind of Stuart or Oath Keeper activity and has been thoroughly unpleasant.
Poor kid.
There'd been a gradually growing awareness that my home life was not okay. In particular, with Stuart getting increasingly unstable when he was at home, and seeming to regard me as I got older as a rival male in some weird way, like a rival male authority in the household that had to constantly be kept in check. And I also saw how, especially if the apocalypse was not actually happening, then all of this was pointless. The way we lived was pointless. The plan, it took a solid 2 years of effort, which is something that anyone should keep in mind the next time somebody is talking about a domestic abuse case and says, why didn't they just leave? 2 years of planning.
It was just so intolerable. It was just a dark and depressing existence, and very hard to remember that there was life outside of that house. Getting out was terrifying, heart pounding, adrenaline racing. Our plan was to leave early in the morning, and early morning comes, and the kids and I are all exchanging glances, and Stuart just went into manic mode. At the time, we were on 20 acres in the middle of nowhere. So finally, we came up with the idea that we were going to take some major appliance we had that was broken, take it to the dump. We also wanted to take a couple of those rifles, to sell. Dakota had it in his mind that we should take his favorite rifle, which I think was some type of sniper rifle that he didn't even know how to shoot.
Like, my family's anxiety is ultra spiked because I am taking a risk, but it's a risk that has to be taken if we're going to be able to afford to go through with the divorce, and it's already been filed. When he was focused on something else for a few seconds, just walked up with my mom staring at me the entire time, picked up this rifle, turned around, and carried it out the front door, stock folded to make it more compact, and just pressed against my body like this so it's concealed in front of me.
They just walked right past him with that rifle. I had never been so afraid of anything. And we all got in the car, and then Dakota started to drive off, and Stuart stopped us just as we were leaving. And I could just remember seeing the girls' eyes just bug out.
My younger siblings all ducked down in the back seat because they're not supposed to be. Nobody's mentioned them being in the car. And I roll down the window expecting that we've been caught and this is about to turn into some kind of car chase.
And he said, pick up some steak on your way back. And that one moment kind of bothered me because I just saw it almost in a disassociated way of just this person whole life is about to change. He thinks he's going to have a steak dinner with his family tonight, and everything's going to change. Nothing will ever be the same again from this moment on for him. And that was certainly true.
That's crazy, huh? Their fucking escape story is wild to me, how they were able to escape from that. And the fact that he didn't even realize it. Like, he's so involved in everything that he's already doing that he can't even realize that his family is escaping him.
Yeah, and in domestic abuse cases like that too, that's a lot of people. I said, why don't you just leave? I mean, it's not that easy.
It's not.
It's these people. Like the spouse knows people in other areas. It's like if you're going, I'm gonna go stay with my sister. Okay, he knows where your sister lives. Like, the spouse knows all your places that you're gonna go to, that so that means you have to go to places you don't know. Which means, that's scary in and of itself. You're going to be in unfamiliar places. You don't really have like a safe place. It may be safe. It's always temporary. I've heard these stories, my whole life. I knew people like that were just under domestic abuse. And it's even though he's not hitting them or anything, it's domestic abuse. They can't live with him. So that's why they're trying to get away. And
yep.
It's just sad that they have to go through all this just to get away,
Mm-hmm. And the scariest part is, they're valid in the scariness of escaping and leaving and being there is scary. But the really scary part is right after they leave and they try to start their new life. That's when the real scary stuff starts to happen, because you don't know who he knows, who he's got eyes on you, having people watching you. You know, he could come to your house and knock on your door without you ever knowing. Like, that's the hardest part about leaving those types of relationships, is the after you've left part of trying to get back to normality somehow without the fear of that person. And it takes a really, really, really long time. I mean, I was never in like this kind of abusive, like to where it's like prepper stuff. But I mean, I've been in abusive relationships, and it took me years just to even make my Facebook private or profile unprivate to make it public, because I thought that he was, you know, going through my Facebook, seeing everything that I'm doing, trying to follow us. Like, I don't even know if he was actually doing that, but the fear of it, of that, is it stays with you as a female for a really long time. And I still, to this day, I don't even like posting up certain things online publicly. Like, if I'm going through grievances or problems, I'll just go radio silent, because I don't like, I'm afraid that if something goes wrong, he's going to find out about it and then like call children's services and try to take the kid. You know, anything could happen. So there's always going to be that underlying fear after you left the abusive relationship, which is the scary, really scary part. So exactly, Shake and Bacon, you'd always be looking over your shoulder. Yep. For years I did. Years and years I did. It's wild. This poor lady, and she deals with it a lot harder than I've ever dealt with it. Fuck. Sometimes you slip away, or maybe just walk away, and then sometimes you run as fast as you can. Absolutely. Yeah. I was able to slip away very nicely. just kind of, I'm going to my mom's. I remember my mom running over my stepdad's foot when he tried to stop her from leaving. Woo! Yeah, I could see that. Definitely.
I had a hard time separating when something bad happens to Stuart, something bad happens to me. And so that was a huge part of like that fear of emotionally, like, he's going to be really upset with this. And I just remember just kind of sinking to the floor with my arms around my knees, thinking he's going to be so upset. The days after were almost as bad. We didn't know if he was going to come into the house at night. The dogs bark at something. We think we hear him, think we see him everywhere. I mean, somebody had to stay awake and guard everyone.
I had to switch directly from being effectively a basement neat in a pile of trash and tactical gear to accepting full adult responsibility and taking on effectively a head of household role under the most stressful conditions possible. I found the time and the mental energy to do everything that I could to make sure that the kids got to soccer games and do children's theater and after school activities and get to have, to the fullest extent possible, all of the normal childhood that I was denied and never going to get back.
He's such a good kid. Such a great kid.
And all of us veterans who swore that oath, until you're age 65, you can be called up as the militia to support and defend the Constitution.
It is hard to put into words what exactly we witnessed today, because we've not seen this before.
Priority. We just had protesters. T-circle, breach the line. We need backup.
If it's not going to do the right thing, it's going to just let himself be removed illegally, then we should have brought rifles. We could have fixed it right then and there.
Stuart is on trial for seditious conspiracy. He is looking at roughly 20 years, I believe. He is being charged with trying to essentially delay the election and cause mayhem. And I think that the case is pretty good.
Phone records place Stuart Rhodes on the Capitol steps on January 6th, communicating with Oath Keepers before they breached the doors.
Stuart fundamentally saw the continuing Trump administration and Trump staying in power as his best bet.
They charge you with seditious conspiracy as if you planned January 6th.
They're trying to hang this on President Trump and also on the entire MAGA movement. So they have to manufacture a non-existent plot which is absurd. If you look at the people, what people did that day, that's not an insurrection. That's a mostly peaceful protest. That's what that really was. I mean, there was no attempt to overthrow the government. It would have looked very differently if that had been the intent that day. That's all I'm going to say.
Stewart is helping to spin a narrative in direct contradiction of the plainly evident facts to create a storyline in which he is the martyr he's always wanted to be.
I want him to go to prison because it's the only way we're safe. And that's what it means for me, no child support. It also means if I can't get this divorce finalized, I mean, he's being sued by everyone. He's being sued literally for millions of dollars. I could be on the hook for all of that. It's a difficult situation all the way around, but it's a much, much better situation with him in prison. I'm safer. The kids are safer. And the rest of the country's safer with him in prison.
By joining the volunteer fire department, I had something outside of myself that was not this all-encompassing apocalypse myth for the first time in my life. More than anything else, I saw people who lived up to the endless empty rhetoric that I was surrounded by growing up about sacrifice and civil responsibility. I'd heard all of the words at 1,000 speaking engagements, and joining the fire department was the first time I'd ever seen anyone live it.
Mm-hmm.
The threat of Stewart being able to rebuild his following certainly weighs on my mind. Stewart based his entire identity, especially in founding Oath Keepers, around this idea of service to the United States Constitution, standing up against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I don't believe in rhetoric anymore, and I believe that any promise is only as good as the intent behind it.
And his lawyer and them did not want to speak. So yeah, that's the story of that. That's so sad, Edward. I don't want to put it up and put you on blast in front of everyone. I accidentally did that with Brandy, and I didn't mean to. And I'm really sorry that happened, but your mom is definitely a badass for that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us have stories like that, of abusive parents in some way, shape, or form or another. We all grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So it's kind of prevalent back then.
Yeah, and especially like in poor economic areas too. Yep. You see a lot of this. People don't understand, or some people don't understand, that a lot of these domestic problems like these all revolve around a lot of economic problems. Right. Like especially like in the 70s, in where I grew up in Mississippi, there were a lot of dirt poor people, and you heard of kids at school with, come to school with like black eyes and maybe a broken arm or something like that, because their old man beat the shit out of them, and more often than not, they were all poor, and that that's not an excuse. It's just the way it was just the way it happened. You had these frustrations in these families, where the back then, the man was the breadwinner, right? And if he wasn't providing enough for his family, he wouldn't look into himself to see where the problems lied. He would just take it out on his family, and fortunately I was very fortunate. We grew up poor, but we grew food for ourselves. We weren't going hungry or anything like that. And my parents made it they made the home very loving. There were shouting matches. There was a lot of yelling a lot of times, and it was scary at times, but thank goodness there was no violence involved. But some of these situations like that's just, alcoholism gets involved, or maybe drug use too, and all that centers around economic woes too. That's why we have to, as a country, if we can provide the basics for people, a lot of times not all these problems go away, but a lot of the problems, they tend to end up, being alleviated like that. Now, I don't know in this case, it's if they're going out to pick up stakes, I'm sure they're not. This was more of like a power thing with this guy, right? Because he was the head of the Oath Keepers, right? Is that right? And you get in that position of authority, and then it just bleeds over into your family life. Like, I am the alpha male of this family. You will do as I tell you. And these poor people, they just had to literally sneak away at daylight to get away. And like I think it was I can't remember who in the chat said it, but it's like, you're always looking over your shoulder. You're not safe till that person is in jail or dead. And even then they have buddies and stuff too. It's just, I just feel sorry for people with ththose kind of lives like that. It really does break your heart.
Yeah.
Especially when you said that kid, he was like a sweet kid. She seemed like a decent person too. They don't deserve that.
Yep, exactly. And John says must be worse today. We have a lot more poor people, which, right. It's not like because we're in 2022 and things have advanced that kind of stuff is gone away. It's a generational trauma that people have to, these kids that are growing up with these abusive parents need to grow up as adults and realize that that's not something they want for their lives and their kids. And then they got to break that trauma. And that's the only way to fix it.
And now a lot of these kids are like the one in the video there. That kid, despite everything that happened when he was a kid, he managed to grow up to be okay. Like I said, probably because of the influence of his mom. But in a lot of these families, you'll have a son like that, and that kid will grow up to be just like his father. Because maybe he didn't have a strong motherly influence. And that may not have been her fault. She was a victim too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just. It's kind of, and today especially now with prices through the roof and stuff like that.